Hey guys, what's up? Today we are going to be looking at longest nice substring. So in the question what we are given is we are given a string s and we have to check the longest substring of s which is nice. Now for the substring to be a nice substring, the condition is that all the elements of the substrings should have both uppercase and lowercase letters. So let's look at them. So for example here a b, we have a b, two distinct element, and then we have capital forms for them, right? So this is the first thing we need to do, and the other thing is that we have to give back the earliest occurrences, right? So we have to return the earliest occurrence of the nice substring. So first things first, I think this is a problem from sliding window, right? It's a sliding window problem. And second, because we do not have a certain window size, so it's a variable window size over here, right? So the first thing that I actually did is I first tried to create a sliding window. Just forget this function, I wrote this later. So what I did is I initialized a variable name as final answer, which is a string, and then a left and then a right variable. So the left side starts from 0 and the right from the very end, because we are trying to figure out the longest substring, right? So what happens is that the first loop runs until right is greater than -1. That actually means that until, let's take the string over here, until right points at y over here, right? And the other loop runs from left to until it's less than or equal to right. Now let me just explain you why that actually happens. So let's run this once for this and we'll just get to know. So what is happening once we actually run the code, you could see the first substring that we actually get is y-a-z-a-a-a-y, which is the original string. Then for the next iteration, what I'm doing is I'm actually incrementing the left pointer so that we get this substring a-z-a-a-a-y, which is over here. Then for the next iteration, I'm doing the same thing until left is less than or equal to right. Once that happens, what I'm doing is I am pointing the right point. I'm taking the right pointer from the end position, which was initially pointing at y, because right was is equals to length of s, right? I'm taking it to a. So the next substring that we would get in the next iteration would be y-a-z-a-a-a. Right, this is over here. Now the two things that I actually want you to remember over here is that once this loops and you have to reinitialize left equals to 0, because currently the value of left would be 8, and it would be 8. So until it's actually reinitialized, you won't be actually running this loop. You will just be reducing the value of right, but you won't be going into this loop because left is 8 and right is now 7. So left is not less than equal to right, right? So you could see that loop is not running over here, right? So once again I run the code. Now you could see, because actually left was actually reinitialized, right? The next thing over here is this greater than equal to. So what is happening in this logic is that, say we are checking over here for the substring if it's nice. Now how are we actually doing that? So I've written a function called as check nice over here, which actually checks if the given substring is nice or not. So what it actually does is it calculates the length of set of substring so that we get unique characters. For example, if we have a and a, the number of unique characters over here is 2, and this part would give us 1, whereas when you lower string the substring, it would become a, and when you calculate the length of set for this substring, it would be 1. So it would be true, like this substring is actually a nice substring, right? So I'm checking it over here, and if it's true that the substring is a nice substring, what I'm actually doing over here is that I'm comparing it with the final answer string that I initialized in the starting, and if it's greater than that, because we want the longest nice substring, if it's greater than that, final answer comes to be this substring. So it's greater than equal to that. Now let me just get to that why greater than equal to that, because let me just remove this once. Okay, so we'll see what is happening. And for this part, you really need to read the question really nicely. So it's actually passing this test case, but remember what is given over here. Given a string s, return the longest substring of s that is nice. If they are multiple, return the substring of the earliest occurrences. So by earliest occurrences, they actually mean over here is if you take a test case such as D, D, E, F and F. So answer would be FF, which would be wrong actually. So answer over here is FF, which is wrong, and the correct answer is DD. You look at the input, you see D and D are the first occurrences if you start from the starting. But what we are doing over here is because we are initially increasing the left pointer, so we are actually considering these last substrings first. So once you have greater than equal to, what would happen is you'll in the starting you'll get your final answer to be FF, but as soon as it will land on the DD part over here, DD part, you'll get the answer updated to DD because the length of substring is greater than equal to final answer. Now I hope that's clear. If it's not clear, you could comment down and I'll just try to go through again it in the next video or something, right? So let's try and run this right now and it would be accepted, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. I think it's not an easy problem definitely because it took me some time to solve this, and yeah, I'm using 2 while loops and some extra memory over here. The first thing I would like you to remember is that if it's a substring problem, that then definitely try sliding window over there, and you have to figure out if it's a fixed size sliding window or a variable size sliding window. Yeah, so that's all from my side. I'll just try and submit this. And this is the test case, this test case I was talking about, which earlier failed over here, right? This is the same test case that failed. So that's it. This is how you actually use sliding window on this problem.